Hi everyone, it's Tutorials for Looms here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this super awesome Sweet Emotion bracelet. This one is using regular opaque bands. These are using medieval and opaque bands. I have some opaque in there. So this was actually not designed by me, but designed by a really fabulous loomer on Instagram, dreamin.out.loud, and she has a lot of amazing designs and amazing posts. This is actually the second tutorial that I'm doing for her, or third tutorial. Anyway, and I'm going to be doing a lot more in the future. So yeah, she created this, and it is completely awesome, and I absolutely loved it, and when I saw it, I knew how to do a tutorial on it. So without me rambling any further, let's get started. You will need a 6-bar pin setup, so it's going to look like this. It's just the regular even on each one like that. I'm going to be using jelly colors today. So I'm going to use this one as my example. We're first going to place the purple border that's here. It's really loose and it kind of looks like a dragon scale, and it's really awesome. So you're going to start off by taking 2 rubber bands of your border color, going 2 bands there, and then you're going to do single bands out like this. You're going to follow it. And now you're going to take a single band and you're going to go from these outside pegs to the inside, like that. And now we're going to make another X, so you're going to go from the other side. This is all single banded, and complete the X. So we're always going to go from that inside to the outside to the inside, and then the inside to the outside. So we will just complete that pattern almost all the way up our loom. Sorry about that, but we're just going to keep doing that. All the way up our loom. And if you want to make this a full wrap, like I have done in both of my example bracelets right here, you're going to want to do 2 looms length. This is obviously only the 1 loom's length. I'm doing that for the sake of the tutorial, but I prefer to make full wraps. So that way, some people prefer extensions, and I just prefer full wraps. So I'm also using my Valentine connector pieces. I love doing 6-pin bar designs because it holds them so nicely. So we're going to go until the very end. So you're going to stop on those last 2 pins here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to place a single band on top of those. So it's going to be across these 2 pins and these 2 pins. And then we are going to go downward. Like that. So we're going to be literally touching every single pin on our loom. The next thing that we're going to place are those olive green bands, and they were the red medieval in this bracelet. So I'm going to, be using my purple jelly bands. So all my stuff is falling off. We're going to start on these 2 pins, single bands, and stretch it out. And then we will do that all the way up. And we'll do this until we can no longer place it. So it's going to touch this pin bar, these pin bars right here. It's going to end on those. Alright, our next thing that we're going to place are the white bands. So for the white bands, I'm going to be using jelly green rubber bands, and we're going to start not on these 2 pins, but these 2 pins, and go straight across. So it's going to be touching those 2 pins. And this is actually the Jace Alvarez's on Instagram and YouTube. This is his signature doublet stitch, as it has been named. So I would like to give credit to him for that. So once you're done placing that, the next step that we're going to place are the X's, which are gray. And for that, I'm going to be using my clear jelly rubber bands. So we're going to start on the left pin and go out, and then to the right pin and just complete the X. So we're going to be continuing the left to right pattern all the way up. I thought the clear would look nice in this spot, especially because we have one more step after this before we can get to the hooking process. So I think it will look good with the green jelly. And one more time. Alright, so I'm just going to move those out of the way and grab my next color, which is Jelly Ocean. So it's kind of hard to see, but there is a second single chain, purple single chains in there. And I think I used burgundy brown in here. You can kind of see that opaque. So I'm going to be using my Jelly Ocean for those single chains. And we're going to start on the first and second pins here, and we're just going to do single chains all the way up. So it's just going to be one right after the other. And we will go straight up. Almost done. And 2 more. Alright, so once you do that, I'm just going to go ahead and get that out of the way. You want to turn your loom around, and you're going to take, as she did it in the tutorial that she sent me, she wrapped one band around 3 times and placed it over the 2 pins. I like to take 2 bands and twist it around once and then place it on those because I found it to be not snapping as much, but whichever way you'd like to do it is fine. So the first step that we're going to do is we're going to loop out this ocean blue single chain forward, so we're going to do that on each side. This has pretty basic looping steps except for the border. It's a little bit different, but it's still really easy, and I like how it kind of looks like a dragon scale on the outside. I like it when things are done uniquely. And actually my newest design, if you follow me on Instagram, I created this ginormous bracelet. It's a 9-pin bar design. I did it in all pinks, and I did a fishtail built into the bracelet, which you don't see very often. So I wanted to go something different and not just did all the basic, you know them stitches. I wanted to go a little bit out, and some bracelets have been done like that, and I just thought it would be a cool thing to add because I didn't want it to be very basic, but at the same time I wanted to make sure it would turn out good so I wouldn't have to rip all the work out. Alright, so our next stitch is going to be looping out the X's. So you're going to grab whatever's on the bottom, so it's going to be on that left pin, but it won't always be. We'll switch over to the right first. Okay, so now we're going to loop the right as our second, and now we're going to start there on the left and then go to the right because that's going to be the topmost band. And that is the one that we want to grab. So I just grabbed the other band. It's kind of hard seeing the clear, especially with the pin bars and the tripod being in the way. So if you hear any background noise, the heater just came on. I'll try to cancel it out. What I used to edit on my Surface, it ran out of memory, and I currently have not had enough time to just wipe it out. Look at the pictures I have on there. So I've had to switch over to Chromebook. My Chromebook, I'm debating between doing it between my Chromebook and my Toshiba. So I have to grab that band because it popped out. But it is a very simple fix. So I should be able to cancel out the noise with the new editing software because it was really hard to get a good editing software on the Surface Pro tablet. So, and I have one more to do. And our next step is going to be doing the doublet stitch. So I will zoom in for that in case you do not know how to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to go into these pins. You're going to grab one of the green bands and loop it over to the next pin. And then go in, grab the other green band, that's not the green band, and then loop it over to this pin. Then you want to loop this one, and then loop it over to the next pin. It doesn't matter if you start from left to right or right to left. It doesn't affect it at all because you're only going to see it on the back here. And so it won't really matter that much. Just I can zoom out a little bit. So that way you're not too close. I don't know if it would help, but it wasn't that blurry. And then it should be on this last pin here. And now we're going to go into that exact same pin. Gonna grab the purple band and loop it out to its pin. Go back in, loop it out to its pin, and just repeat that by going into the next pin and then looping it outwards. Next pin, loop it out. We will continue to do that until obviously we cannot do it anymore. Oh, and if you have an Instagram, don't forget to enter my 10,000 follower giveaway. It's going to have some awesome prizes. And now my last one, it's going to be on that last pin there. So our next step of looping is going to be looping out these bands right here. So you're going to loop those upwards. And then you're going to go in through here and loop a band to the side. Like that. Just going to go out to that side. Now what you're going to do is you can go whichever pin you want to first, and instead of looping the band to there, we're going to loop it forward, and we're going to do the exact same thing with the next one. We're just going to loop the bands forward. So when you pick it up, you loop it forward, you don't loop it to its home post. Just go in, loop it forward, go in, loop it forward. It's very simple. You're going to go through the 2 rubber bands on that side, 1 rubber band on this side, and just loop it forward. So that's how we get that really cool effect, how you get the 2 single chains on there, and then you get this like dragon scale effect on the other side. And we'll just continue that all the way down. It's a little tense here on these inner pins because of those 2 bands, but hopefully you'll be able to grab it pretty easily. If you just really get in like that, then you will be able to grab it a lot easier. Alright, so when you get to this pin right here, you're going to loop this band inward. That side band, and then you want to loop this one inward. So So I will just complete this side. And then loop this band inward. And then grab that band and loop it out. And what you want to do is you want to pick up those two bands that we first placed on each pin. So you want to make sure that you are grabbing those bands and not any other bands. Place that on like that. Then you want to pull two bands through like that. And then you want to place this on your fingers and add a C-clip. And now you can take it off of your loom once you get that band on there. Yep, there we go. Now you can just take it off your loom. I suggest doing it with your hook. So if I'm a little off screen, I don't think it will matter too much since I'm just taking it off with my hook. So once you completely have it off your loom, you can go ahead and add an extension if you would like. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you like this bracelet, please give it a big thumbs up as well. And if you make it, I would absolutely love to see it. And don't forget to tag me and the designer at dreamit.out.loud at tutorials for loom, same way it's spelled here. And I will have both of our links to the Instagram down below. And you can also use hashtag #SweetEmotionBracelet and hashtag tutorials for looms. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.